McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Choiseul Saltibus. This Sunday, November 2nd from 3 p.m., the St. Lucia Labour Party proudly launches Keithson Keefo Charles, your candidate who will lead with courage, compassion, and competence. Join us at the Lafargue playing field as we stand together with our political leader and Prime Minister, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, to celebrate leadership, development, and opportunities for all St. Lucians. This Sunday, November 2nd, Choiseul Saltibus comes alive with Keithson Keefo Charles and Prime Minister Pierre. We are moving forward together.
Time to grow with Keefo, you don't know.
Wasco wishes to inform the public of a planned maintenance on its raw water pipeline on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. During this period, water pressure and supply to customers from Millet to Cap Estate will be affected. Upon completion of these scheduled works, residents at higher elevations and at the end of the distribution line may experience additional delays as the network stabilizes. The public is therefore strongly advised to collect and conserve water where possible. Wasco apologizes to its valued customers for any inconvenience caused as we work towards infrastructure resilience and restoration of regular water supply. Look out for updates on our website and social media platforms.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knightsmed Miku, Lay-by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Choiseul, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop, Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758 453 7458.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
You see? Monsieur Baimon. We are now?
We are.
Oh boy, we are cracking a joke and didn't realize that the microphones are open already, you know. Thank you so much, everyone, for once again tuning in to The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside my co-host and co-producer, Miguel Fevrier. Sorry, Terry Fenelon won't be joining us today. In fact, you can tell it isn't his best day because his normal Tuesday and Thursday program that he has, he didn't have it today. Terry is not feeling the very best. I suspect it's just tiredness. You would have seen him yesterday on the program, and he really wasn't firing as he normally does on all cylinders and more. And I think he's just a little tired. So when he gets a bit of a rest, we know he's going to be back chomping at the bit, raring to go. Miguel.
It's also normal Shelton with Shine Creole because I experienced it myself yesterday, although I did not show it. But following Shine Creole, there's always a little bit of a stomach issue. Fatigue, there are two things that come into play. Fatigue and the stomach issue, because we seem to indulge in all the things that we normally wouldn't do in that to that extent or in that quantity on a normal basis. So our stomach acids and all these things, our digestive juices get
at their peak.
You know, they are at their peak. So we get those complications.
I think one of the good things about Journée Creole, given the way people indulge in food of all kinds, especially foods that have a lot of roughage, you know, your callaloo and all of that, is that the toilet doesn't call them as often as it should, because it is known that a good anti-laxative is flour products, you know. Yeah. So, you know, you eat the domboy and all of that, it's going to hold you a little bit than if you had eaten all this callaloo and seajin and cheddar shin and so on. If you had eaten it, you know, only the vegetable material and so on, you would have had a serious call to the bathroom, whether not on the spot, but maybe later. But I believe the flour, you know, there's a lot of flour. Flour makes up a big part of our cuisine. And in fact, in all cultures, Indian cooking, there's a lot of flour and so on. Ordinary things, the pizza and all, is a lot of flour. Right. And I believe, yes, I believe that kind of holds us a little bit. So, as the old people would say, we say we know, you know.
Yeah. Shelton, today is, I may find other birthdays today, but today is the birthday of one of my closest and dearest friends and colleagues.
Yes.
Rihanni Isidore.
Oh, yes. Cornelia Jacobs sent me a reminder about that, you know, that today is Rihanni's birthday. Rihanni, a happy birthday to you, bro.
Love you, my brother.
And, you know, it's so coincidence that yesterday we had on his sister, you know, my former co-worker for years at Radio St. Lucia, who worked at HTS and other places, Janella Precious.
Yeah.
Nella Bella. Yes, Nella Bella. And as a matter of fact, I didn't have an updated number for Janella, and it was Rihanni that I called and who gave me the number on which I reached her, you know. So Rihanni, for many reasons, not that you're a good guy, you're a great worker, journalist, broadcaster, media person, and so on, serving now in the Prime Minister's office. I think it's your just reward and so on for, labors of many years and tribulations that you've been through. A happy birthday to you, and I wish you the best for many more. Don't know if you want to add to that, Miguel.
Oh yeah, Riani, we've been through a lot together, seen each other go through a lot together, and I'm very, 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 very proud of where he is. And there's a bit of envy at one point because that voice cannot be replicated. And Riani, I've always called Riani the man with the golden voice. And we got closer from friendly rivalry, being in opposing media houses, to joining together at HCS,
yes.
and at NBC,
and NBC as well. Yes.
Well, I can't credit HCS for creating that family atmosphere with all my colleagues that we worked with.
Yes.
And Jade, of course, transitioned from HCS to NBC. So the family vibe was still there. So I would like to say, really, really happy birthday to you, my brother. I love you. And Riani, again, is a wonderful father, Danny. Shelton. Wonderful father. And, of course, Marcy and Justin, happy birthday to you. And Sabina Peters, a friend of mine, she's the sister to our former Commissioner Milton Daisy. Lives in the U.S. In Florida. Happy birthday. She's a really good friend of mine. I want to wish her very, very happy birthday.
All right. Now, I want to go over to Bogus, Babono, and to say happy birthday to Mr. Fred Walcott. Mr. Walcott, Fred, as we know, is a retired former telecommunications man and so on. Yes, So Fred Walcott, and these greetings are coming especially from your loving wife, Lily Walcott. And I've known Lily for a long time, maybe longer than I've known Fred and so on. And she is a person you don't have to ask which Lily. When you ask for Lily in Bogus, everybody knows exactly who you're talking for. Very hospitable person. She was in the catering and hospitality business for a long time. Don't know if she still does that. So, it's impossible to say happy birthday to you, Fred, and not to say, best wishes to Lily, who did ask me specifically to please send Fred Walcott a shout on his birthday for me, please, were her exact words. Yeah?
Yep.
All right. Now, there's a lady who always sends me messages. She calls herself Empress Bobo.
Oh, yes? Empress Bobo. Good afternoon to you, my darling, in Soufrière.
Right. Blessed Earth Strong to my loving cousin, DJ Kolok.
DJ Kolok, good afternoon to you. Happy birthday. Why are you laughing?
No, Empress Bobo, I like so.
Because, what I was going to ask Shelton is that whether Kolok... I don't know what Kolok means, but then we did have a Kolok when I went to St. Mary's College, and I knew him from before, Shane Blanchard, and he was a very, very talented athlete, national football, basketball, everything. So what does Kolok mean?
I don't know. Empress Bobo just brings up. Blessed and strong to my loving cousin, DJ Kolok.
Why are you laughing?
Of new development in Soufrière. Wishing him more blessings, more life, more health, more strength, more love. This greeting coming from your cousin, Empress Bobo, with love. And she says, greeting, Shelton. Give thanks for life. Can you say this greeting for Empress Bobo, please, Jaga? I didn't know I always do that, Empress Bobo. I know Empress Bobo, when I saw her picture, I looked at her profile picture. I said, you can really form impressions of people based upon the name, based upon the way they express themselves. Because I'm always thinking Empress Bobo is someone who wears her African colors and the
she does from time to time,
and her locks and all this kind of thing. And then when I saw the face, I said, no, there's anything wrong. It's just that the mental impression that you formed of the person, it turns out to be entirely not so. So very pretty lady for that matter.
Very, very,
keeps
very
herself
pretty.
Well. Just look at her nails.
You've seen her as far
yeah. Just look at her nails. Well, you never know nowadays when it's braids, when it's locks,
ice green and gold. That's locks. I can tell you that for sure.
Ice green and gold and so on. I mean, she looks absolutely
very,
fine.
very pretty.
So we want to reiterate the greetings to her cousin. She always sends greetings to all her people. But DJ Kolok, I have to come to one of your sessions because something tells me it's going to help me. In a place where I seriously need help.
Okay, shut.
All right, okay, folks. Some fun there. Today, the 28th of October, is International Creole Day. Yes, it's actually the Creole Day. And many years ago, there was this battle in St. Lucia about whether, I suspect much of it was led by a guy who, sometimes he doesn't care for anything, but he likes an argument, he likes discussion, he likes the stir of thing. I remember there was almost like an ongoing warfare between Rick Wayne on the one hand, and people like Boots and so on,
them.
which Rick called culture vultures, but these were really people standing up, Monsignor Patrick Anthony, advocating for us to appreciate the culture, seek its development. And one of the persons who added a lot of value to this pro-culture, pro-Creole movement, Dame Paulette Rizzi.
Dame Paulette as well, because the first throne speech we ever had in Creole was done by Dame Paulette.
Yes, and many, many years before that, she had actually written a book or a booklet called Towards the St. Lucian Orthography, which is towards a written St. Lucian language and so on. And she was one of those who pioneered the efforts to have
Creole. Was it part of a dissertation or something? Or?
I can't remember, but I it's so long ago. Towards the St. Lucian Orthography, I read it, but it's so long that I didn't retain really a lot of it. There was a Jamaican professor too called Professor Edwin Carrington.
Edwin Carrington.
After many years of reading what this man had to write, he ended up showing up in St. Lucia, and I actually interviewed him on one of my programs. Very nice, smiling guy. Again, the impressions you form of them when you meet them. I was surprised that he was so young after all those years, because from the time I had read, and then to see him and to see the gentleman still looks, in middle age and all of that, So Dame Paulette Rizzi, Edwin Carrington, those kinds of people. But Rick Wayne, I don't know if you remember, there was a time he was at war against this Creole. He believed this was nonsense, especially we trying to teach it in schools when we should be really focusing on the development of our young people, and it's not Creole that will take them into the world, where they need to. I think it probably has changed his mind right now. I must ask him one of these days. But here's the thing I was leading to. Do you know there is a strong Creole preservation movement in the United States, in New Orleans especially?
Yeah, in New Orleans. Yeah, I would understand New Orleans.
Because of the French influence. Because, New Orleans, I think they even have French festivities and celebrations to remember.
Mardi Gras, in a sense, is taken from the French and African history.
There's a strong thing about the Creole which bears great similarities to our Creole. Not the same, of course. In fact, New Orleans was once owned by France, and there was what they call the Louisiana Purchase, which the United States purchased, a large tract of that area and so on. So there's Creole taught as a university level course or something like that in Louisiana, in New Orleans, that you can enroll for. It has its own alphabet, it has its own structure, it has everything that goes to make up a language and so on going on in the United States. So they are doing their best to preserve it and so on. I'm in Haiti. You can actually go online now and do translations of Haitian Creole, and it is actually a standalone.
I do it all the time.
In addition to official French and so on. I made friends with somebody in Haiti once, and they were surprised at how we could converse after struggling to see how they could convert the French to English. And then one day I said, but why are we doing it? We're supposed to be Creolophones. And then one day when I said to the person, about something I suspect you've no, I'm not fâché. And I said, oh my goodness, we can speak so easily with each other and so on. And, it flowed so smoothly, and they have a very well-structured language, as indeed we have developed our own. And now I mentioned about Dame Paulette and those people. I remember Michael Walker, and another Michael Gasper. This man has...
brother Michael. Yes. And we look at the likes of Lawrence Adonis.
Yes.
Lawrence Adonis and my brother Primus Hutchinson.
Primus Hutchinson, yes.
Who have been a staple in our Creole. And we can't forget he's Dominican.
Yes.
Marcellus Mandela.
Yes. Marcellus is St. Lucian. Don't even mention Dominica.
But Sheldon, the thing about it is, and we have to understand if we want to put into perspective as people, language, there are languages that have disappeared throughout the centuries.
Yes.
And language always evolves. In Spanish, as it said, the different Caribbean, South American countries have their own dialect when it comes to Spanish.
There's the European Spanish, which I think they call the Castilian Spanish.
Castilian Spanish.
And even within the Latin American diaspora, you will find you go to try to, and they'll ask you which Spanish you want to learn. Mexican Spanish.
That's the Cubans, the Venezuelans.
So they have different, variants of the Spanish that they will tell you. Is it Mexican Spanish that you want to learn? Is it I think the Dominican Republic, which has its own variant and so on. And we must not forget that American territories in the Caribbean, notably Puerto Rico, are predominantly Spanish speaking. And they have endured that Spanish thing, and they also little Spanish Creole too, So don't think everything is the straight Spanish. There are certain phrases and so on you will get among the Dominican, Republic people that you'll not get anywhere else, and the Puerto Ricans, etc., etc.
Which is why we should be proud as people of a 238 square mile island, we have our own dialect, our own language, something that defines us. Just like the Peters defines us. And that's a reason for us to be proud. Which is why, Shelton, I'm not sure if you're able to do it now. There's a few second clip I sent to Jaquan from the House this morning. Apparently there was a break in continuity. I'm not sure what technical issues they experienced, but then after the Prime Minister presented the bill for the VAT amendment, the leader of the opposition got up.
Yes.
And Sheldon, my thing is, maybe after Jaquan plays it, maybe you might pick up what he said.
Hey, by the way, he had to leave his normal seat and walk right over to a vacant seat. And guess whose seat? It was Richard
Frederick. Oh, Lord.
So he was next to Joachim Henry in the spot where Richard would normally sit. And I said, boy, what if Richard walks in?
What would he do? That would make sense.
Because sadly, the mic's on his side where he was. Not the leader's side, but Dr. Kenya, all of them on that side. They had problems with the mic. So they took a 15-minute recess to see if they could get the problem resolved. And I think the leader of the opposition was expressing concern as to whether whatever amendment they were seeking would be open-ended. I use that word a lot, whether it would be something open-ended. Honorable Stevenson King was going to present for second reading the electricity supply bill. But he said, discussions and consultations and are still ongoing to such an extent that he wants to encourage and permit them, so they will defer it for a later, sitting and so on. So I was watching, but the interruptions were a little too much up to that point. And then midday came, and I always switched to watch NBC.
NBC. They only just resumed a while ago.
Yes.
But what's important, what's instructive here is that even after all the criticism, I think I allowed Jaquan to play it, so maybe Shelton, you and our viewers and listeners may pick up what he said.
No problem.
That's very important.
So we're playing it now? You ready, Jaquan?
We're ready, Jaquan?
Okay.
Let's play it.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, as commendable as this is, because we do know that we have an interregional issue, certainly what I would like to ascertain from the minister is what are the guidelines. So are we going to now pass the hurdle where a person who wants to buy a plane, that we're going to allow for cabotage? Are we going to allow them to fly between VG Airport and George Charles Airport? Are we going to now put no limitations on the number of persons that are prepared to provide a ferry service, whether it is to Martinique or whether it is for Heonora, in terms of connecting more people from Heonora up to the north? Entrepreneur. Bonjour toutes St. Lucie. Mr. Speaker, as commendable as this is.
All right, Jaquan would have played a little longer than the clip, but what we really wanted to capture was his introduction when he said bonjour. Was it just St. Lucie?
I don't even know.
Here's my thing.
But it was a little improvement
over
St. Lucie, okay?
A little improvement, but as petty as it may sound, you represent a rural community. You've been ridiculed in public, in private, for using the term Sa Lucie.
Yeah.
Right? It's been corrected. Set Lucie. We know this is the Creole pronunciation, even the French for St. Lucia. Why? If you look to lead this country again, represent a rural community, why have you not even sought to correct this little thing? This is not insignificant, This is very significant because it is a representative of how he views us, how he relates to us as a country and as a people, as a language, an official language of St. Well, it's official, isn't it? It's an official language of St. Lucia. You can't even get a simple thing like that right, the pronunciation of your country.
Yeah. I suspect maybe it's probably a linguistic impossibility for him. He's so linguistically separated from us, different to us, and so on, different from us, etc. Maybe he just can't do it. There are just some people, the way their tongues are shaped, no matter what they do, they cannot get to the pronunciation. I mentioned about Dominican Republic. There's a large Dominican Republic diaspora in Antigua. Some of them have been living there for so long, and you cannot get them to say certain words because they're just not formed in the in the brain-tongue connection. So they will not tell you man ever is man. You know, you think
But
you think man don't like me. You know, they will tell you husband is house bang, and then you find out they've been around there for so long. But that's what I have to say. Maybe Alan Chastney is so linguistically divorced from St. Lucia. That's it. Because why would a man who's been representing a constituency for a decade, who's been campaigning there, have a problem saying there is so? To me, it doesn't seem. And plus, the man is supposed to have some French ingrained in him.
Exactly. Chastney is French.
Educated in Canada. You know, all this kind of thing. There's too much francophone that's supposed to be part of Chastney. And Chastney just finds it impossible to say certain things. You understand? I don't know.
If you can say Lise, why can you not say Lisi?
Yeah.
You know, Shelton.
Anyway.
I guess, well, we're approaching it, but there's also one thing I wanted to address, but I'm not sure if you have anything to say at this point.
Well, I just wanted to give a shout out to Kenroy Justin. It's from his father, who says, "Good afternoon. Please extend birthday greetings to my son, Kenroy Justin, who is, what's that, a Brester at law?
A barrister.
Oh, a barrister.
That's San's brother.
Yes, definitely. Coming from his mommy and daddy, also from his brother, Gary, Sant, and his only sister, Shavoni. Please thanks in advance. They say the Justin family, the message comes
Mama
from the phone
Street
of Mr. Lucius Justin, a well-known tailor in town.
Yes.
Father of our colleague media worker, Sant Justin.
Yeah.
And of course, they're mentioning other people. So, Kenroy Justin, birthday greetings to you coming from your mom, your dad, and your siblings.
Yeah, you know, good afternoon to Taj Brown. Taj Brown said earlier, I'm trying to find his comment, but he says, anyone who doesn't recognize the value of our Creole language is a fool who does not understand the benefits of culture to a country. And let's allow me to say happy birthday to Kenroy Justin as well. My friend Kenroy is a year below me at St. Mary's College, and he actually works with Taddy's Chambers. Taddy's Chambers. So a very bright young man. He went to the British Army, and from there he attained his law degree and everything.
Wonderful.
I'm very, very, very proud of my
now,
friends.
someone sends a message saying, "Tell Miguel when he's on the program to tie back his hair." I disagree. I'm going to tell him, I read it for him, but I disagree with that, okay?
I only tied because of the heat, but I will not. I love my hair dropped.
Yeah, now you know who this is coming from. Somebody we big up yesterday. She sent me a nice picture of herself. And then she go back and delete, she wiped the picture.
A very animated person?
Cheryl Skeet.
Oh, hey, Auntie Cheryl, good afternoon to you.
Miss Habitat Terrace, at
Send your
Bonte.
kisses.
So I don't know why she wanted to tie your hair.
Maybe it's getting into my eyes. She can't see my eyes.
That sounds very colonial. Even the principals of St. Mary's College and so on would not be asking for that now. Mr. Sion is retired now long. Mr. Howell and others and so on in that time. I don't think they would be asking for that. So right now, I suppose a man called, what's his name? Al Elliott. Won't need to be taking.
I'll give Auntie Cheryl the benefit of it. Maybe the hair's getting between my eyes when I speak, so they can't see the beauty of these hazel eyes.
But it seems like Cheryl Skeet is the new sheriff in town, if not in town, at Habitat Terrace in Bonte. Cheryl, can you please reinstate the picture that you sent me that you went behind and wiped, okay? I want the picture back. It's a nice picture. We don't see each other. Long time we have not met in person. Reinstate the picture, please, okay? And don't send me anything and then turn around and wipe it. There was nothing about it that was illegal.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have anything? You said that, okay. Japan said he was gonna...
A video of Spider, but I'm not sure he's playing, but when maybe...
It's about the hurricane.
The hurricane. Okay, that's more important because we can't deal with
live cameras that are there, and I think you had given him the exact link.
Yeah.
So I think Jaquan will give us a little update of what it's looking like in terms of Hurricane Melissa, what it's doing to Jamaica. We can see indications of a lot of flooding.
Current live cameras on YouTube.
Yes. And yesterday I saw something showing it had really given parts of the Dominican Republic some good blows as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
We do have people over here, and the wife of our friend Poppy Paul.
Yeah. Okay.
Nicola is over there.
Okay.
She did have a post this morning, and I asked her how things is going. She said the weather itself has been really, really bad, but they're all hoping for the best. I'm hoping that she hunkers down. I did make contact from yesterday morning, actually. I touched base with two of our colleagues in Jamaica. One is a sports journalist, as Karen Madden, and my friend Kimberly Hibbert, whom I met a long time ago. You know how we interact through our media regional media, through our symposiums and these things.
Right.
And they were bracing for the impact. Last I checked, last night about 11 o'clock, they seemed to be fine. There were electricity shortages in some places, but for the most part, they're just fearing for the people who live along the coastal areas, because that's where they're expecting to get the storm surges and the more severe damage. It's not that there won't be damage all throughout Jamaica, but when we think of the storm surges through those hurricanes, you're likely to think that the coastal areas, the buildings, homes, other infrastructure would get the brunt of the destruction.
All right. Okay, Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. We take our first commercial break. When we come back, I think we'll mix in our discussion with the telephone lines that will open, because we realize Parliament is meeting today, and Real Issues people are the type who toggle back and forth between us and the Parliament, so we don't want to make it too discussion and chat heavy over here. To give you a chance to call to make your contribution, and maybe you want to continue listening, or you want switch over to watch what's happening in the Parliament that may of interest to you. Don't go away. We're powered by Blue Waters.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
This Sunday, November 2nd from 3 p.m., the St. Lucia Labour Party proudly launches Keithson Keefo Charles, your candidate who will lead with courage, compassion, and competence. Join us at the Lafargue playing field as we stand together with our political leader and Prime Minister, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, to celebrate leadership, development, and opportunities for all St. Lucians. This Sunday, November 2nd, Choiseul Saltibus comes alive with Keithson Keefo Charles and Prime Minister Pierre. We are moving forward together.
Time to grow with Keefo, you don't know.
WASCO wishes to inform the public of a planned maintenance on its raw water pipeline on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. During this period, water pressure and supply to customers from Millet to Cap Estate will be affected. Upon completion of these scheduled works, residents at higher elevations and at the end of the distribution line may experience additional delays as the network stabilizes. The public is therefore strongly advised to collect and conserve water where possible. Masco apologizes to its valued customers for any inconvenience caused as we work towards infrastructure resilience and restoration of regular water supply. Look out for updates on our website and social media platforms.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Thank you for staying with The Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters, on this Tuesday, the 28th of October 2025. It is the official International Creole Day. Yes, today is the true Journée Creole, not just in St. Lucia, but around, well, we call it Journée Creole, the celebration part, but it is Journée Internationale Creole in the entire Creolophone diaspora in so many parts of the world. You know, you have that in African countries, in Indian Ocean countries, in Mauritius, I think Madagascar, in so many places, like I said, in the United States, in the state of Louisiana, etc., in Haiti, in Dominica, St. Lucia, of course, all forming part of the Creolophone world, in French Guiana, otherwise known as Cayenne, and so on, that they observe October 28th every year as International Creole Day. So if you think that it ended with the celebrations on Sunday, in the two communities in St. Lucia, namely Bellevue and Vieux-Fort, and in Babonneau as well, no, my friend, you're wrong. The observance of Creole is continuing. The Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment wishes to notify clients of the Public Assistance Program, PAP, of Babonneau Castries, Grosley, Soucy, and Millet regions, that payments for the month of October 2025 will take place Monday, October 27, 2025 to Wednesday, October 29, 2025. So yesterday, today, tomorrow, the payments will be made at the Castries Constituency Council or CCC office on Pena Street, Castries, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's midday. So in a 3-hour period, you're supposed to make yourself available at the City Council office from 9 in the morning to midday to collect the payments under the Public Assistance Program. That's for those of you who are from Babonneau, from Castries, Grosley, Soucy, and Millet regions. For further information, please contact the ministry at telephone number 468-5103 or 5108. All right? So hope you got this information coming in correctly. Now, I mentioned about the effect of Hurricane Melissa on the Dominican Republic. And I don't know if Jaquan has been able to upload a video, which is appearing on social media, about the effect that it is having in one area. Dominican Republic is fairly large, about twice the size of Haiti, you know, if not more. And so we want to show you the effect that it is having. Now, the videos that we show from Jamaica, we've shown them already, right? All right. Maybe you won't see too much evidence of the wind, because while the wind was very strong in those areas, it knocked out the cameras. All right. So the cameras that remain will probably be able to capture the floods and so on. Perhaps because the wind either hasn't arrived where they are, or it has done its thing and it has moved on. But we understand quite a few of the live cameras that Janella Precious told us about yesterday, that they have been knocked out by the winds. You know, for the moment you hit 150 miles an hour, you're at Category 5.
Cat 5.
But in the last few years, we've been getting 160, 170, and I think Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Maria.
Yes.
I was back in 2017. Hurricane Maria devastated Dominica, and Hurricane Irma leveled Barbuda. Antigua was mostly spared and so on. I mean, both these hurricanes hit 185 miles an hour.
km.
And yet Category 5 is the highest you can go with them. I would not be surprised if down the line, if the climate and weather scientists and so on, that they decide to recategorize and reclassify those things. Because you can't be telling me something at 185 is rated at the same Cat 5 as something at 150.
But beyond that, they do call them superstorms. Once they exceed the range of wind speed within what's the prescribed categories, they would call them a superstorm, which is why I said yesterday, and I've said again, that Jamaica, as much as this is a big disaster, just think of the possibilities. Had these islands been any higher up the Caribbean island chain, we may have well seen a superstorm, because as slow as that thing has been moving, it's allowed to collect from the hot water to feed it.
All right, so Jaquan is loading, like I said, that clip pertaining to the Dominican Republic. As you can see, its little circle hourglass kind of loading thing is still going on. So what do we do now, Mix?
Well, I wanted to play something after Jaquan loads it, but on that point again, speaking, I won't reveal the person's name, but speaking from a scientific perspective, yes, Spider, that person said, you know, when you look at Melissa is actually perfect from a scientific perspective in terms of the conditions being rife and the shape of the storm, the eye wall and everything, also complete almost a perfect sphere, and the wind bands and everything.
Yeah, it looked quite menacing.
Yeah, it looks quite menacing. So
and
when
you know the fellas in the flights, the Hurricane Hunter, the fellas go down in that.
They go down in that.
Yeah.
I think I'd love to
Antigua once, you know,
I'd love to do that.
And media and so on, and they told me everything about the technique they use. It's a 10-mile wild area and so on. I remember going on board the plane and talking to the captain and looking at him and saying, you fellas are mad.
I'd love to do it.
And you're not making me join in your madness.
I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it. You know, in our 20s, of course not asking that anyone follow that example, but then knowing the dangers of the storms, but in our 20s we'd go call it storm chasing. So you know, it's coming and we go out to see how it is. And even in my media days, my reportings, there was a bit of a thrill, the adrenaline rush of having to go cover a storm as it's happening, although we should not. But so some of us will take it differently. For me, I would not want us to experience anything like that, but the experience of experiencing the storm is really a thrilling one.
Yeah, okay. All right, so where we now, Jaquan?
Spider.
Yeah, okay. You want to play Spider?
Spider.
You fellas like Spider, you know.
That's my biggest disappointment right now in the current politics.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
okay.
Talk about professionalism with it. I don't know if you call them professionals, but we understand that it is supper time for all of them. Not all, most of them, and so they're doing, you know, the supper time, you know, performance, singing a song for their supper. You know, it's amazing. All of you come across as brown nosers, and you're always so far up, Jonas Hila's there here, that I couldn't even recognize that it was media people talking there. I mean, it's a disgrace, really. You all are an embarrassment to your profession. You all call yourselves media workers. That's how media workers. You know, if you all know the basics about, I'm not a media worker. I don't consider myself to be a media worker. But if you know the basics about media work and journalism and so on, you know, first and foremost, there should be impartiality. And if there isn't, you should declare your bias. That's what professionals do. But all of you are just there singing the supper time song. You know, all of you. I mean, Jason, honestly, you are beginning to become such an embarrassment that I don't know if you'll recognize yourself when you finish what you're doing there. And there are others I thought a little better of, but then at the end of the day, y'all are proving yourselves to be exactly what y'all are. Sad to say. I saw one who I'm not familiar with, seemed to be a novice, who seemed to have understood something that will project the semblance of media work, where I could imagine the likes of Timothy Polion, Rick Wayne, and Andre Paul, and I mean those people must be cringing, you know, seeing that kind of performance in the name of media work.
Miguel, you alone comment on this. Yeah, I'm not commenting on that.
What's Spider's other name apart from Leonard? I can't remember. But I'd love to address him by his full government name because his first not Montuta, that's his surname. He has another name.
I know.
It's quite distinguished to which kind of betrays what he portrays in public, or what he portrays in public kind of betrays the sophistication of his name. Spider Montoot. Let me just go back. When you lost the 2011 election and you were in opposition, you were a senator, I believe. The media was always getting you. You were on your farm, your pig farm. They would always get you. I know your numbers offhand. I know both your numbers offhand. A lot of us do. The moment you won the election, you were non-existent. We couldn't find you. Number one. Number two, you talk about singing for your supper, Spider Montoot. Leonard Spider Montoot. I really thought you were better than that. You are actually just reflecting everything Shastney has said about the media, how he has treated the media with his actions. You know, Jason Seafley, you don't possess 1/4, not even 1/10 of the intelligence that Jason Seafley has. And that intelligence allows us to see that through all your utterances, your public statements, and your actions, that you are merely a house slave, Spider. Spider, I will not reveal the name now, but the name will be revealed. You told someone one time, if you meet Alan Shastney in a corner, and you can tell me if that's true or not, but did you not tell someone that if you meet Alan Shastney in a dark alley, you'd knock him out? Spider, you know you don't like the best bone in Alan Shastney. But what has happened is that you are frustrated with yourself for not making the move when you should have moved. Nobody offered you $2 million. You know that's a lie because everybody knows how lazy you are. You are a lazy Spider. You do nothing for anybody but yourself. Sleeping Serpent called the other day about that thing in Casabah, not Casabah, in Boseju, right there by the school, the former grocery school, the concrete road. Spider, you need to answer whether you have interest in that land and whether or not under you that the entire concrete road is paved. Don't talk about the media because they ask you questions.
Which land are we talking about?
By Tiles Plus area there.
Oh, okay.
Right? Do you or do you not have interest in there? Was it not under you that you made the entire concrete road pave up to your house being done? You talk about media and bias. What's your name, Spider? You want to talk about Jason Seafley and you see media people, but that's the same media that you want and you need when you're ready to win the election. Who are you going to listen to? Sky FM? You're going to get Eldridge Charles to come and interview you to make you look like somebody that you're not? Who listens to Sky FM, Spider? Now, come on, stop your nonsense. I've always believed that you were better than that. And
his name is Peter Leonard Montoot.
Peter?
Yes.
Peter, and you ain't no saint either.
Spider is a nickname. Now, I thought Spider, they had said that he had changed his name officially to Spider by legal deed poll or
I heard something to that extent.
He had changed his name. So I thought Spider had now been formally incorporated into his name. But I still see it's being put in quote marks and so on. But his name, his birth name, his given name is Peter Leonard
Spider
Montoot.
Yeah. Peter Leonard Montoot. I had actually thought so as well. But you mentioned the names of Andre Paul. Andre Paul was never a journalist. So let's get this clear. Andre, and this is not a knock on Andre. Andre is my friend. I love him. But Andre has been a news anchor, a broadcaster, and announcer.
Yeah.
He has never been a journalist. Timothy Polio's foray into journalism even still has been limited. He sat in the newsroom. He was our editor, and I still credit Tim and Wayne Whitfield for facilitating my entrance into the media space. But I will be honest here, you don't look at people who have clearly from the objective eye. I'm not talking about Andrea as well. Timothy's a talk show host, and that's what he is. You talk about unbiased. Spider, come on. Why don't you call into a show like Shelton's show, a show like Yadi's show, right? And not call into Timothy's show? Is it because that he is unbiased? Is that because we're biased and he is unbiased? Why do you only have your show on GVD and Sky FM? Is it because that these people are unbiased? Guys, come on, you know better than that. You're smarter than that, you know. But you're allowing yourself out of your frustration, your financial desperation, and the need to put yourself and your family in a position where you're raking in the dollars at the taxpayer's expense, and you're the one singing for your supper. And it might not even be supper you get. It might be a tin of sardines with some crackers, stale crackers that you're getting from Alan Chasney.
Okay. All right, we'll be opening the phone lines pretty soon. Have we played this clip from the Dominican Republic showing some of the effects of Hurricane Melissa on that part of Hispaniola? I even understand there was at least one fatality of something fell on an elderly man in Haiti. But let's play the Dominican Republic short clip that we have.
Oh, Dios.
It isn't just the flooding. This is extremely turbulent, and I might even say violent. If you look at the way that water is churning, that water is rising in the streets, carrying away vehicles as if they have absolutely no weight, nothing to them. You know, like it might as well be a leaf.
Yep.
But still you have people who want to go and take chances and go outside seeing and wading and doing all those kinds of things.
I feel attacked.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, people like to do this thing, wade about in flood waters, and sometimes the surface may look relatively calm, but what is the undertow that's taking place there? What is the things that are in that water, the debris and so on that can hit you, and you know, old rusty metal and this kind of thing. People do that too much. I do hope we learn our lessons.
Understanding though, Sheldon, the human psyche, these things can either fascinate us or scare us. So I understand why because it's not an everyday experience. So why not excusing it? I understand why people may want to do all the recording, the waiting out to see how it goes.
A 13-year-old boy was pulled out to see, you know, somewhere in the Dominican Republic. I mean, going by the beach, wanting to what? A wave strikes. It's not a normal wave at that point. The energy with it and so on. You know, when it pulls back out, you know, the force you get on a normal day, that's not what you're going to get, you know. Because the forces, and it pulled him out to sea and, you know, lost, gone, you know. People hardly ever survive those kinds of things. Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. We take a couple of calls before the next break.
Of course, definitely.
So, folks, today we pretty much have, you know, an open line, and we've spoken for almost an hour and played videos and so on. But 487-9849, that's the number on which you can WhatsApp call us. Yeah, you can WhatsApp call us on 487-9849, and you can also reach us on the landline, which is 4533-911. So, 487-9849, 758 the area code, of course. WhatsApp call us on that number, and you can call us normally on the landline 4533-911. You can send your WhatsApp text messages on the two websites, realfmofficial.com and mbcslu.com. You'll see the WhatsApp messaging links there. Click on them A message box will open. Type your message in it. Hit the send button, and it's going to come to us instantly. Okay. So we are taking your calls anytime you're ready to make them. Miguel.
I'm freezing in here.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
My little size.
This 19 and so on is really. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. The remote. Pass it to me. I'll bring it up for you.
There you go. You go. Folks, don't mind me. I'm not that as bulky as my two colleagues in here.
Yeah. But 19 degrees is probably even the lowest that the AC can go. I'll bring it up to 24, which I think is the standard, for you to keep at that point. But I know people will be watching the Parliament, and I also know that, between, if there is a break, they're going to be coming to us. Arthur, go ahead, Miguel.
We can only hope, though, while we pray and we send good vibes over to our people in Haiti and Jamaica, we can only hope that we don't experience something like that. It will set us back a lot. And we have to understand the reality of this, all the gains that we have made economically, the amount of money that we'll have to loan, or grants in that sense, having to recover. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. We're getting our first call. Real Issues, you're on the air. Go ahead. Hello? Caller, are you there?
Money we'll have to loan.
Did you skip down on us just now?
Sense, having to recover. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. We're getting our first call. Hi, caller. Can you hear us? Real Issues, you're on the air. Go ahead. I'm hearing the person.
Hello, good day.
Faintly.
Hello? Yeah, hold on. I think I'm hearing you, but very faint and distant. Might be some button that we need to press.
Colin.
Caller, are you
Bonjour,
there?
comrade.
Yeah,
Okay, I was hearing echo. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah,
we're there.
Saka Fête. Bonne fête, Creole.
He's not coming
Bonne fête, Creole.
monitor, but he's there.
Yes, don't matter how he try, don't matter what he do, he just cannot be us because he's not one of us. Yes. He's just not one of us. He cannot identify with us. Yes. So that's why you can see a shot like you can make a shanda. Yes, gentlemen. Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Thanks very much. You as well. All right, we are taking your calls. 487-9849. Real Issues. 758-487-9849. And you can also get to us on 4533-911. Let me see. I should have... okay. What do you think of what's happening? I don't know if you heard it as yet. That Kamala Prasad is accusing CARICOM of siding with Venezuela. It looks like Donald Trump has begun to have a very poisonous effect on CARICOM and the Caribbean as he has had in his own country, America.
My own personal reasons, I have tried not to mention the Donald Trump with the whole thing, but then Kamala, it's twofold. Venezuela in themselves have brought certain things upon themselves.
Honestly, I must say.
And you've spoken about it many times, this whole issue of Guyana and the thing, because you can't get CARICOM support if you are there right now fighting one of us and even threaten military action.
They didn't play their cards well at all on this one.
But likewise, I don't see how any decent Caribbean leader or even CARICOM citizen can condone the United States' own intervention into the sovereignty of countries within our region. It brings back the Operation Restore Confidence and the fallouts through the Leahy Amendment on that. How you have your own human rights issues, and we look at one thing as personal and close to us, both I'm sure. You have your own issues where that is related. So there have been so many killings of black people by police officers within, or people of color. Let's put it that way, because it's more than black people. We found Latinos have fallen victim to that. Even black children. You cannot have these things happening to your country and want to come dictate and police what's happening in other countries. This is wrong. And this is, again, the Monroe Doctrine, the Manifest Destiny. Every policy, decision, and doctrine that America has over over a century have produced, it's directly affecting us. Grenada, more recently. Yes. Grenada was another one. I think there was a celebration of Maurice Bishop's of the Grenada Revolution and the invasion just recently. Well, a celebration, but acknowledgement and remembrance of it. So you can't help to think of these things, and wonder what on earth is Kamala doing.
Okay. All right, I think we've arrived at the point where we need to take our second and final commercial break. We'll continue in the home stretch of the last half hour going to 2 o'clock. Someone has sent a message via the live WhatsApp texting platform and says, "Good day. We still don't learn anything from COVID, the hurricanes. We're still hating one another. Too much wickedness. Let us thank God our country was spared. Let us pray for Jamaica and the other countries experiencing that hurricane." I agree with you. I agree with you. Let me just say that the badness of people hating one another and having enmity is nothing new. If that were the reason why we have hurricanes and earthquakes and all of that, the earth would have been wiped out, by now. The thing is that wickedness and violence and those things, they tend to have a more powerful dramatic effect in terms of us noticing. And that's a good thing, It means that we do not consider it normal. We do not normalize it in our minds. So there is still the sense of shock and outrage at a road fatality, at a murder. It's not a matter of, we just turn our back. So it means we have not yet been completely desensitized to those things. We still feel shock about them and revulsion. So it may seem like that is all that is happening, but I want us also to have a little positive sense. There is good friendship, there is love, there is support, there is charity, there is people looking out for other people in the world. In fact, I am convinced that the people we consider good are overall outnumbering the people that appear to be bad. It's just that we have that sense of shock and outrage, which is a good thing. Even as a media person, I have had to defend the media very often here, abroad that I have traveled. People who want to dump on the media, they only care about sensationalism. And I stood up once. Where were we at that time? Where were we? Was it at something in Barbados? Because I remember some people from Haiti were there and they came up afterwards and really congratulated me for speaking up for the media. Or some whaling commission things I have gone to, and some people there, they just want to come at the media. And I said to him, has it never occurred to you that the reason why when there is a murder, the reason why when there is a road fatality, that we put it top of the pile, it's our lead story, it's not because we want to sensationalize blood and gore and violence and tragedy. It is because we have a respect for the sanctity of life that we tell ourselves that something in which there was an unnatural death, where somebody perished, in tragic and violent circumstances, that this is not something you put down in the pile. This has to be top of the pile. It is because we value and respect life. That's why we do it. Stop always making it sound that we do it because we want to sensationalize violence, death, and tragedy and this thing. And the room erupted in applause, I was surprised, Our people were very happy for that sort of thing. I said, you are taking a dump on the media. If I were to come now, and there was that story of that 4-year-old or 2-year-old in Vifoto who died in the accident. You want to tell me my midday news is going to start off with something about a workshop in St. Lucia to train more people in how to go door to door for statistics and population. It's important, but come on, man. A little boy, innocent, riding with his father or whatever, meets his end in that kind of way, and you're telling me I must put that down the pile?
It happens all around the world.
Exactly.
And you see, the picture they're looking at is you focusing on a child. I know there's a bigger picture to how we use the roads.
Yeah.
And you could force in itself policies that can affect, that can be affected to curb these kind of things. But all right. I think we're break time.
Yes, we are. Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. We take our final break. When we come back, the telephone lines will still be open for your calls. We'll be reading your messages, but we understand that today something is happening that the very same audience of people that we associate with the real issues, intelligent people, they would not want to miss what's happening in the parliament. It's a great thing to stay informed.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
This Sunday, November 2nd from 3 p.m., the St. Lucia Labour Party proudly launches Keithson Keitho Charles, your candidate who will lead with courage, compassion, and competence. Join us at the Lafargue playing field as we stand together with our political leader and Prime Minister, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, to celebrate leadership, development, and opportunities for all St. Lucians. This Sunday, November 2nd, Schwarzel Saltibus comes alive with Keithson Keitho Charles and Prime Minister Pierre. We are moving forward together.
Time to grow with Kifo, you don't know.
Wasco wishes to inform the public of a planned maintenance on its raw water pipeline on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. During this period, water pressure and supply to customers from Millet to Cap Estate will be affected. Upon completion of these scheduled works, residents at higher elevations and at the end of the distribution line may experience additional delays as the network stabilizes. The public is therefore strongly advised to collect and conserve water where possible. Wasco apologizes to its valued customers for any inconvenience caused as we work towards infrastructure resilience and restoration of regular water supply. Look out for updates on our website and social media platforms.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
This is The Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters, on this Tuesday, the 28th of October, 2025. It is International Creole Day. We are still in Mois Héritage Creole, which is October, and today is Journée Internationale Creole around the world where Creole is spoken, and there are several countries which we call the Creolophone countries, and there's also what we call the Francophonie. Strong relationship between them, but they're not exactly the same. We are taking your calls until 2 o'clock. I think we have someone on the line. You're on the air. Real Issues. Go ahead. Hello.
Good day.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, comrade.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Okay, yes. I called back. I just wanted to highlight that about the government. I said this government is a real caring and compassionate government. And I notice people already politicizing this. My heart goes out to the people, our family in Jamaica, because right now they're militant battle in Jamaica. And the government has gone out of its way to assist the students that in Jamaica by making funds available to them, bringing them to a hotel and all that. And if you see the comments, I see people are putting on saying, like, seriously with this whole, oh, the government failed the students, they could have taken the students home. And I'm saying, you think, in my mind, if the government, if they could have bring the students over, they would have, because St. Kitts was able to bring the students over, because what they tell is St. Kitts have a lower number of students in Jamaica compared to us. We have much more. And Trinidad, that has airlines, Trinidad has all the resources. Trinidad were not able, because you know the logistics and the location of Jamaica and all that. I'm saying we need to stop these things. You know, I'm saying our students are over there, and the minister came on air and he clarified that he communicated with the students. They were thankful that the government actually reached out to them. And I'm saying that's something people should be happy about, that the government helping our students over. But they will take everything and bring politics into it.
Caller, as you say that, caller, just do you know that the topic of a lunchtime show, as promoted by the on the social media page of a lunchtime show today, is quote, couldn't the 22 St. Lucian students studying in Jamaica be airlifted to St. Lucia to escape Hurricane Melissa? End quote. 12:30 p.m.
Wow.
You know what I find?
That's just ridiculous.
You have students, I don't know what quantity, it doesn't matter, studying in another country. What you're going to do, every time there is a possibility of a disaster striking, you're going to airlift them. What if nothing becomes of it? Hurricanes are known to change course. They are known, the severity what that was expected or anticipated, they turn away. You're going to bear that tremendous cost when Jamaica, it's not that Jamaica is some kind of ragtag country that does not have the means and so on. You know, that the safety facilities we would have here and so on for hurricane shelter and all this kind and relocation, they have it in Jamaica too.
The GDP is greater than ours as well.
Anyway, I think we have another call on the line. We don't, sorry about that. Why do I keep hearing little voices? Are you there, my bro?
I think it's the same.
Yeah, sorry, but I'm hearing like, you know. Okay, all right. You know, whether I'm hearing ghosts and this kind of thing, tell me so I can fly myself, you know, out of here and all of that. There was something I was going to say, and I
it's about Jamaica?
Not really about Jamaica. All right, folks, there's something I've been meaning to say for some time. To those of you, especially those of you who know me personally, who are close to me, consider yourself friends and comrades and so on. I know you don't mean anything. I know you're just trying to see how a buddy can help you all. You all send me things and you all ask me to basically advertise or promote or like to push that for me. All right. Now there are some things you do because either there's a relationship that has already been established through Richard Frederick and so on. I think Skinny, you know, there's that relationship, you know, between them and so on, which pretty much is an NBC relationship, you know. Skinny is the kind of guy, if he was open right now and he'll show up there, you know, and you know, with food for us. But that's not his operating hours. But I just want to tell you that it's not everything I can take on and I can do in that regard. I work for a company that has a radio and TV station, and their revenue, as far as I know, for the most part, is what they generate from advertising, commercial advertising. Once you have something which is a money-making business, I cannot just like that without permission, without consultation, just come and just, you know, advertise it for you and push it for you. And NBC is not getting anything. Don't talk for me. I never ask anything. It's not my way to do this, to be riding on somebody's business who pays me, you know, for working there and then to be pulling for, you know, money on the side for myself. This has never been my way. I hate that people do it. I've never done it. It's part of the couillon that I am, couillon that make I'm not a much better established and rich and man with assets and this kind of thing this is. But I can't do it. All right. So you want to advertise on NBC, including the real issues, you can call, and I think there is a number that I can give you that you can call to book ads, or you can come in and there is somebody at the front. I think I can mention a name. You most likely will encounter Miss Verna Jalim, who is the person who sits at the front, and there is also our sales and marketing manager, Mrs. Lucy Goodman, all right, who is another person that you can reach to find out for your advertising needs and what you can do in terms of And it doesn't have to be a big or expensive ad. I think provisions are made for small inexpensive ads. They're what we call ads that are not recorded or produced in any recording studio. They are kind of pretty much small change advertising, we can call. Live reads, where they can give me a sheet. But it has to go through a process of approval. If I were to just take things from you because you're my buddy, because you're my comrade, you're my friend, and so on, I will be undercutting and shortchanging the very place where I work, whose revenue should be something that is of interest and importance to me, that I should be seeking to advance, to promote, and to protect. I hope you understand. Many of you send things and you believe because I'm on there, I can just read that for you, I can just promote that for you, I can just push that for you. I can do that. Maybe it will not be noticed. Maybe they'll let me get away with it or ignore it. But it's the kind of thing for which I can get fired, So I don't want to go down that road for myself, and I don't want to go down that road for you as well. Now, let me see the number that I told you that you can call and ask to speak with our advertising people. Oops. Where do I have it?
Is it 4527345?
I think so, but let me make sure. I thought I had it opened already. Let me see that. I need to give the right information. The calls are not rolling in today.
Oh, sorry, it's 37458.
Okay, 37458. Okay, yeah. So 45. When I got it, 4537458. Call, and you can speak to whoever answers the phone. If, for example, Miss Jalim is not there, or Mrs. Goodman, the messages will be left for them that they can get back in touch with you so that you can determine what your advertising needs are, whether it's a one-off short ad and so on for 30 seconds or less and so on, a live read, which I do sometimes. These are the kinds of things that you can do, okay? I'm very sorry. I know I disappoint. Some time ago, a comrade in the Labour Party sent me something that they were having in one of the constituencies, which involved a domino competition and a raffle and all of that. And I had to tell him, explain to him that regardless of Labour firebrand that I am, that I can't take things like that, especially political advertising in the silly season and so on. These are some of the things that will rob a station or any mass medium of revenue at that time. It not only is foolish, it also carries liabilities to it and so on that you can be. So I've spent a little time on that to let you understand, okay? Buddy, we may be good, we can't just roll with it like that.
Sheldon, there's something that may have gone unaddressed in particular quarters that we need to address. I sent the link if there's nobody on the line, Jekwan. I think I sent it to
it's all right. The line is kind of quiet
to the MBC line,
and we know it's because of the.
All right, I sent a picture, and it really caught my attention. It was of Alan Chasney at Junequeol, that was in Babono, and there's a photo up with himself and John Estefan. I saw, Estefan's opponent, Titus Preble there. But Alan Chasney had the gumption. Shelton, this is so ridiculous. And let me find it. Jekwan, you got it? I'm going to send that clip now. Alan Chasney has a picture on his personal page, and the caption, it's with John Estefan.
About he doesn't hit anybody?
Yes.
I mean, how does that square with the reality of the way this guy has behaved? You know? Public servants should not come and tell the government how to run the country, where we run the country, and the opposition lost their right to speak, and the way the man has behaved towards media people like Janika Simon and others.
Oh, yes.
I mean, the hostility even towards Riani that were mentioning, even if you felt Riani did something, it's like Alan Chasney tumbles down on Riani on the spot. He goes with Nicole McDonald later that same day on an interview. And that's what he's on. He travels to New York that same evening to meet St. Lucian, and that's what he's talking about. When this guy goes after somebody, he doesn't stop. What has been done to Ernest Hilaire? What else can that be described at but hatred, vendetta, etc.? What else,
Exactly. So, Alan Chasney says, the SLP may hate me, but I don't hate any of them. When you carry hate in your heart, it eats away at you far more than it ever hurts the other person. I'm surprised that it's so well punctuated. I'm inclined to say
you got the feeling that somebody scripted that.
Somebody scripted that because Alan doesn't know punctuation nor English, not Creole either. I refuse to lead with bitterness. I choose love for my country and respect for all its people, even those who stand against me politically. They may be my opponents, but I will never consider them my enemies. And there's a prayer emoji. Now, I wish there was a buzzer that would, every time there was a lie, would just buzz. But Urban Dolo put it good in a post he had earlier. He said, you have to be selective about the type of terms that you use.
Yes.
When you're going to use hate, the amount of time that he used hate and negative terms, as opposed to times he used positive terms, it was counted at 8, I think last time at 8-2. 8 in favor of the negative terms. But it was clear that Alan Chastney was going around with his camera people, his media people, to ensure that they capture moments of him interacting with people on the opposition. Right? And for him to use terms that he knows they hate him and everything, we know the type of demographic he is playing to, and we should not forget that what do you call it? Someone put the term clear before. He is capitalizing on ignorance, naivety of the people. And do not be fooled, because Alan Chastney's actions before this statement, just 2 weeks ago, as Von Charles put it, 2 weeks ago he was talking about try me. Try me, and now he's going to come with a message of conciliation. I don't think we should fall for that. Please do not fall for
Miguel,
that.
somebody who has been monitoring the parliament has messaged me on WhatsApp to say, were you all watching what was happening in the house?
We did not.
Now, I'm not sure whether it was up to the point of where you referenced and so on, or whether something subsequent has happened. What I'm surprised at is that something happened in the house.
We haven't
that
seen
is
all
bizarre,
the
that none of our people on the Facebook Live or on the Real Issues WhatsApp chat group or anywhere else have posted anything about it. All right. So I messaged the person back to say, well, call us to talk about it. And can I call you? I have tried to call. The person is not picking up. But apparently something
happened,
noteworthy, something remarkable, something, significant has taken place in the house. And I really would like, if anyone knows about it, to tell us.
Please do.
Or the individual who sent the message for us.
Look, Sylvester Alpha says Chastney is causing chaos in the house.
So
why are we not surprised? Why am I not surprised?
What kind of chaos is he causing in the house? I wonder, is he engaging in his usual walkouts and grandstanding or anything of that kind? I really would like to know.
Nenen, koteo, nenen.
Yes. Let me just see if I can get. Let me see this. Sitting of the House of Assembly. They're already at part 3. Let me see that.
Wow, so Alan is causing all that. Well, I'm not surprised, but this man just doesn't learn, Shelton. He doesn't learn. Look, someone says he hopes Herman Gill didn't pull his pistol.
Yeah. Yes. Andrew Antoine says he's called 3 times and nobody is picking up. Andrew, try again, or call my phone, all right? Or
landline, yeah.
For that matter, let me try to call, because sometimes things are not working well and we are not even aware. All right, okay. I suspect whatever action that comes before us. Yeah. Andrew, you live on air?
Sure. Shelton, in response to this terrible accident at U4, I don't know how many
you have some background noise. I don't know if you have a device, a TV or something on that's giving a little feedback, but we hear. Yeah.
No, I've already cut out the sound. 1 minute. Oh God. Let me call you back, Shelton. Let me call you back.
All right, okay. Okay.
No problem.
All right. Folks, can somebody tell me what's happening in the parliament? That there's a reference that Alan Chastney is causing some chaos in the house or whatever. I'm trying to see if we can get that. Let me see this. Oh. Right, I can't get it there now. Oh. Announcements. House of Assembly. Government videos. All right, we're rapidly running out of time. Looks like today. Okay, Richard Frederick is speaking right now.
Which could not have been enumerated at the time because we would not have known what the cost of electricity would have been, what the cost of water would have been. All of those are in the lease agreement. They fluctuate on a month-to-month basis. So what the member for Miku South is saying there is to save his soul. That will not save his soul. But my point is, Mr. Speaker, if we about mismanagement, sase akoni uhani okai, ubati kaila, kaila sesau, uvan kaila abapui, kaila vo, yosa milala, uvanipu, vensek.
So they have done a valuation for the land, Mr. Speaker. And if it is owned by NIC, it is owned by the people of this country. What did this Prime Minister do? What happened under his watch? What happened? Rather than NIC being the purchaser, NIC ended up as a lender. As a lender, Mr. Speaker. Because instructions were given to lend a foreigner the very money so that Cabot can buy the land. And today, Mr. Speaker, the Cabot development is like you need a visa as a St. Lucian to go there. Those are the realities. Talk about mismanagement, pensioners' money, giving foreigners our pensioners' money to make profit. Mismanagement. Mr. Speaker, the Cayman Group, under the administration, when the member for Viewfort South was Prime Minister, there was a transition team. A transition team that was put in place, paying them peanuts. When I say peanuts, relatively speaking, Mr. Speaker, to putting everything in place to move from Victoria to OKU. When this man became Prime Minister, the member for Miku South, he cut it out, Mr. Speaker, and he brought in the Cayman Group. And he was paying them $2 million a month. We had to come in this house. This honorable Prime Minister had to table the motion to borrow $24 million to pay the Cayman Group, when we already had some astute expertise from St. Lucia to do it. But no, that wasn't good for him. Bring in foreigners. Our budget, Mr. Speaker, never before, and you talk about mismanagement, never before, from the time we know ourselves, from the time there was universal adult suffrage, Mr. Speaker, has any Prime Minister sourced outside help in preparation of the budget? Never. But guess what? He came in. Locals are no good for me. Whoosh! Ernst & Young, foreigners come in. And in the first 3 years, Mr. Speaker, he came here and he said, we're just paying them about 1% of the budget. It sounds small. 1% sounds small, Mr. Speaker. But 1% of 1.5 billion is what? 15 million. And so, Mr. Speaker, he kept them for 3...
Member for Miku South.
Again, Mr. Speaker, on a point of order, the member is misleading the House. No Ernst & Young was ever paid any $15 million or paid anything 1% of the total budget.
You care to say what they were paid?
Sorry?
Could you put on the record what they were paid? So
the members know. It's in the budget. He would know. I'm not in government right now. He would know. Believe him. But the fact is, I can tell you, it was never any deal negotiated to be 1%. Nothing of the sort, Mr. Speaker.
Member, I appreciate my difficulty. You are asking me to ask him to withdraw a figure when I don't know what the figure is supposed to be.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I can tell you that I was the former Minister of Finance at the time.
But I was not the Speaker at the time.
Then, Mr. Speaker, I'll ask him to produce the contract to show that that's what it was, Mr. Speaker. Show it. You're in government, Mr. Speaker. That's an expectation is not from the opposition. You know that, Mr. Speaker. You know what the rules are. It's an expectation if he's going to make a statement like that, he must substantiate it. I'm telling you that that is not a truth. That's not a factual statement, Mr. Speaker. And if, in fact, he wants to hold on to that city. What I would have loved the Speaker to do is to ask him to produce the contract, because he's in government. We'll get the contract. Simple thing to resolve, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, we withdraw the statement.
So member of Castries Central, we all know what the rules are, that the maker of a statement, especially on the government side, has to be put to the proof of that statement. So you shall at the next sitting.
Mr. Speaker, I will provide a clip where he uttered, he said that they are paying contract now. He said, and I will expose it for the whole world to see. He said, Mr. Speaker, the amount would fluctuate based on the budget.
Fair enough, member, but you will
He
provide
made reference to the 1%.
Yes, but
and I could play this clip in the Honorable House. I will play this clip in the Honorable House.
3-6. The pick to multi-expo drawn is FB. 1 off, 136. Lucky 3, 186. The lucky free multi-expo drawn is FB.
Over the first 3 years. Over the first 3 years. That would be roughly, Mr. Speaker, about 5 million.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no